Hello everybody, Incon here to talk to you about patch notes 5.22, guys. I missed the last couple of patch notes. There hadn't been that much going on. We took a sabbatical from Smite. We had the giant land we went to for a week. We were grinding out artifact, just having some fun. And throughout all this different stuff, I realized that for you guys on YouTube, I was kind of slacking on the content. And so I want to focus up on the YouTube content, and I want to get more in-depth content, more helpful content to come out, you know, kind of like guide-style material that maybe even if it isn't God-focused, it's item-focused or it's map-focused, objective-focused, whatever. I just want to put out more stuff for you guys here. And one of those is one of the favorites that was asked to come back, which is the more in-depth patch notes review, how the changes in the notes are going to affect the game. It's probably going to be a smaller one because this patch was kind of smaller, but the idea is here, and once we really get towards Season 6 starting and the patches get bigger, these videos become a lot cooler. First up, guys, we had some new skins in the patch. We had Cyber Samurai Hachiman, Brutal Dragon Fenrir, and Shadow Punch Raven. As far as all these go, Cyber Samurai is legit. Brutal Dragon Fenrir, little so Becky for me, which is kind of weird, but that's still fine. And then the Raven skin is it Raven or is it Wukong? Now, in my opinion, some better skins in this patch. We have Dragon Priestess Nox, who has a absolutely massive staff. It's incredible. Look how big this is. Massive staff. Wonderful stuff over there. Pixel Hammer Thor. I like all the Pixel skins. Pixel Freya was a great skin. All the Pixel skins are good. Infernal Lord Zeus, which is basically Zeus if Zeus was a Balrog from Lord of the Rings. And then we have Titan Forge Ymir, which is basically like, hey, what if Ymir was Fafnir? Notable miscellaneous change in this patch, guys. They introduced player gifting. That means that you can now send players things like emotes, voice packs, skins, etc. You've got more than just gems that you can send to a player, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's basically the same concept of sending a gem to a player, but it's a little bit more personal when somebody's like, hey, I really wish I had this, and then you can get them that. So it's cool, and it's going to make hi-rez money, let's be real. And now into the actual balance changes, guys, the stuff that really matters for your day-to-day playing of Smite. Soul Reaver is going to be seeing the first nerf here, decrease the maximum health percentage damage this item could do from 8% to 7%. It's basically them saying like, hey Agni, we see how much you like Soul Reaver. Let's go ahead and tone it down. Soul Reaver is still going to be a good item. You're still going to be able to pick it up on the gods that you want to get it on. But it's going to be a little bit less of a turn off your brain and pick it every single game, and a little bit more of a, okay, is this percentage going to be useful here? Is the god that I'm playing good to pick Soul Reaver up on? Like, I wouldn't recommend getting Soul Reaver on Scylla. Next up, we got a nerf that I am so happy about. We got a Bakasura nerf. If you've been playing ranked for the last half a year, you've known that Bakasura has been eating up all of your games. They have decreased his passive, decreased bonus attack speed and movement speed from 10% per stack to 8% per stack. So instead of being a 30% max buff on his attack speed and movement speed, it is now a 24% max buff on his attack speed and movement speed. Bakasura is still going to be very strong. I see him kind of like how Freya was for a while, where they kept nerfing Freya and she kept being fine. In no regard do I think this is going to affect you stopping picking Bakasura in your rank games, but it is a step in the right direction, and hopefully we get a better, sense of where he is after this. Next up, guys, we got a small stat buff. Razor Whip, decreased cooldown from 15 seconds to 13 seconds. Doesn't change Bastet at all. Do you like Bastet and you play her right now? Cool beans. You keep playing that kitty cat. If you want to win your games, you're still not playing her. Erlang Shen receiving the nerf stick this patch as well. A much deserved nerf stick. He had already been hit by it, and he was still way too strong after that, so they've nerfed him again. Spot weakness got nerfed. Decreased physical power scaling from 15% to 10% per basic attack. Good solid nerf there. 72 transformations. Decreased turtle. Bonus movement speed from 100% to 75%. I think that's honestly probably the bigger change. Part of turtle is he just skedaddles away. If he's moving less quickly in the turtle form, it means that he's way easier to hit with CC abilities. He's way easier to catch up with afterwards if you have a movement ability yourself. I think it's going to force Erlang Shen players to play way more careful than they've had to in the past, just because they've always had a get out of jail free card. Erlang Shen will still be good, but I think his nerf is actually pretty significant compared to the other nerfs that we have seen so far in this patch. A Freya nerf coming our way. What? Freya getting nerfed? No way. Freya was the only god to be 100% pick and ban at the World Championships. So, she's going to be getting nerfed. They're going to be nerfing her Aurora Blade. Reduced range damage bonus from 20% to 15%. Magical bonus scaling. Not bad. Reduced range bonus damage from 20 to 60 to 16 to 60. So basically a hit to her early game. They keep tapping Freya. Is she going to be balanced by the time Season 6 comes around? Honestly, I don't know. Even with these changes, she's still Freya. She's still strong. It's a step in the right direction, kind of like Bakasura, and I appreciate it, but she's still just going to be an absolute terror on your ranked games. Now, Mercury is receiving a very interesting change here, Mr. Mercury. They're changing how Made You Look works a little bit here, guys. The ability is no longer considered a basic attack for the following item effects. Frostbound Hammer in Golden Blade. Okay. So item effect basic attacks doesn't work anymore. Any other basic attack item that procs doesn't work. But it can still critical strike like a basic attack. But it's also now considered an ability for the purposes of effects like things like Crusher and Brawler's Beat Stick that previously it wasn't. Because previously it worked as an auto attack, so it could crit and do everything else. They've decided that Golden Blade on Mercury is too strong on his 1, so take away that, but keep the crit on it, which is very new. And then they make it an ability. So it procs all abilities because it's an ability. It just happens to be an ability that can also crit, is the way you should think about it. And they decrease the cooldown from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. Them decreasing the cooldown, I feel like, is their way of saying, hey, we nerfed the Golden Blade clear version of this, so you're going to need it up more often. Honestly, Golden Blade still isn't a bad item just because, like, it's a good item on pretty much everybody for clearing everything. Will you get it anymore on Mercury? It lost a lot of its appeal by not proccing on his 1. Some other people are still probably going to use it more than him, but like at the end of the day, it gives a bunch of good stats for Mercury. If you build Golden Blade on Mercury, Golden Blade still stacks really well with crit, and you want to build crit on Mercury, so I don't hate it. You're still going to get the AoE crits when you're punching people in the face in team fights, so feel free to keep building your Golden Blade, and your 1 just got a little bit of a rework. Pele is going to also be getting a nerf here, guys. Everlasting Flame. That is going to be her passive. They are increasing the cooldown on her passive from proccing every 20 seconds to proccing every 30 seconds. And they're nerfing the lifesteal that you get from proccing that passive from 20% to 15%. Basically saying, hey, Pele passive is frustrating. We know that. So if it happens less often, it's less frustrating. Pretty decent impact for Pele players. It's going to affect your ability to go in over and over and over again without lifesteal or even healing up in the jungle when it procs. Pretty decent change for her. She's still got one of the best abilities in the game with her 2. Keep playing Pele. Don't worry about it. Just be a little bit more aware of your passive timer. The tree moves a little bit faster now. exciting. And the final actual change, guys, in this patch is going to be Ymir, who is also going to get a little bit of a base movement speed increase. But more importantly for him, his ulti is going to be getting a 10% slow increase from 30% to 40%. That's actually a pretty big deal for earlier in the game when there's not like 12,000 sprints on the board. Being able to keep people slowed by an extra 10% makes it easier for your allies to hit their abilities, makes it easier for you to keep them in your ulti longer, to channel it longer, to get more damage off. Good changes for Ymir, gonna help him out quite a bit. That's it, guys. That's patch 5.22. I'm pretty sure we have another patch notes coming out like real soon. So we're going to be doing more covering of patch notes, guys, as we move into Season 6. We're going to be doing a bunch more content here on YouTube. We're going to be getting a bunch more in-depth analysis reviews, if you should be picking characters. Tier lists are going to be coming back. All kinds of good stuff, guys. We're going to be bringing back a whole bunch of fan favorites. So thank you guys so much for your support here of the Twitchiest community. And as always, have a twitching day, y'all. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell, guys, in order to get notifications for our uploads. If you want to go the extra mile to help support the Twitchiest community, you can always go to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Incon and use your Twitch Prime sub there. It's a great way to help support the community. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a twitching day, y'all.